to restore Pokemon, TCG, and sports cards here on the Cardboard Alchemist podcast. And now here are your hosts, Giovanni and Sebastian.
Welcome to Cardboard Alchemist.
Welcome all.
Welcome all. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about cutting haters. No, I'm joking. We're going to be talking about the heat pen. So we had a heat pen episode, but we're doing a recap because people are tripping. Plus, we found out a couple of new things, and we're going to experiment a bit. We're going to do some more tests on our side and kind of show what we think might be some best practices. Plus, I have a bunch of what we didn't kind of do is like some modern stuff, Japanese stuff. We did vintage, but we're gonna try it again and just like play around a little bit with some of this stuff. But yeah.
Have you noticed anything like different since you got in like the modern cards and everything? Or have you ever tried those out yet?
With the heat pen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've used it on that. In fact, in the Patreon, there's another tool that I really like for modern texture cards. Although the heat pen that I usually use will work, this one I think is pretty cool. So we'll share that in the page. But for like general casual purposes, the heat pen that we have is good enough for like general work. But there's some specialized things you need to consider with textured cards. So yeah, all in all, just like, knowing when to use the heat pen. So I had a follower hit me up about this. It was a legendary card, one of those reverse hollow types.
Oh yeah, those are the hardest to fix, but it does take. They are fixable, guys, but it just takes time.
Yeah, because he fixed the back crease, but the front crease was still there. And so he's like, he doesn't have a heat pen though. He's like just using the flattening kit. And he's like, I can't get the front one out. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to use heat. Yeah. So there's various things like that you need to know with the heat pen. I kind of have some good instructions for people who buy the kit, but as a general kind of thing, a lot of people now have kind of caught on to the plastic here, which I know Salvo kind of originally was talking about. I think what he uses versus what I use might be a little different, but what I ended up finding works really well. And I had to experiment a lot with this. I ended up buying a whole bunch of different types of plastic, even to the point of like cutting top loaders and card savers and just seeing if maybe those would work too.
I was actually honestly thinking, like, since I didn't know what we were using or what you were using, I was actually just gonna use a top loader, or like even like the what's it called, the card savers too, so you can see if those will even work.
Yeah, but they don't. So don't even bother trying. They melt.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I never touched that. I was like, nope.
A lot of the plastics I bought melted, to be honest. This was the only type. Yeah, ruined the card, ruined the plastic, started smelling like I'm getting cancer in the air. Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
But this stuff works really well. So yeah, I
Heat
sell
resistant too.
Yeah, I sell these sheets on the website. They comes in a huge pack of them, or if you buy the heat pen, there's some there too. For the Patreon folks, we'll drop the link there on where you can pick it up directly too. But yeah, all in all, when it comes to the using the heat pen, you kind of need to know when to use it. What I'm becoming a more like a bigger fan of is knowing when to do methods and having like a step procedure, which I still haven't written down on paper. It's kind of in my brain, but it's like starting from least risky to most risky. And when it comes to the heat pen, it's pretty risky, right?
100% risky. You can potentially burn your card or even discolor your card.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and to the point to where, even on some of these like mid-era cards, so I'll show one like the Charizard or this, the Gold Stars, that 2005, 2006 era. These are fun creases to work on and can be removed, but if you what I screwed up is when I pushed too hard, it started discoloring like
Mm-hmm.
the crease. So like on this one, for example, there's a crease going along right here, here. You know, on the Patreon, we'll give this a shot and try to fix this one. But yeah, you can tell like, this is just going to require really a large amount of patience and stuff to work on. And so when it comes down to it, knowing when to resort to that is best. And what I mean by that is like there's some things that you don't want to use a heat pen on, right? When like this card is absolutely cooked. You could tell it was in
Yeah.
water, probably was soaked, put through a washing machine or something, right? So heat pen is not going to do anything with this. In the Patreon, I'll talk a little bit about like what I think might help this, but I haven't even attempted this. But I know it's possible. I've seen people do it. Um, but yeah,
I'm
and
mesmerized by that treasure. Oh my god.
you have a Top Sun card, don't you, with a crease too?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are super cool. I love those cards. Those are like the first Pokemon cards, right?
Mm-hmm. And you can see right there that they're
Yeah, on the monsters part right there, you got that crease going along right
Let me
there.
lower down the brightness. Maybe that's why you can't see it as well.
And then there's like the tops cards too. So I've got this Charizard here, this Techno one.
There you
But
go.
yeah, yeah, right along monsters there. So yeah, we'll give that a shot and try to fix that one too with the heat pen. I feel like the heat pen would work on the front. I'm not so sure about the back. When you feel that Top Sun card, does it feel like paper on the back or has it got a little glossy
It
feel to it?
feels it's matte actually, so it does feel like a paperback.
Yeah. So maybe, heat pen on the front and then flattening on the back, right?
Yeah.
But it'd be fun to try the heat pen on the front. Um, what do you think about using the heat pen before or after flattening? What is your kind of stance on that?
So I usually do it before flattening because I know it does like help out the either a crease or yeah, mostly on creases it does flatten them out a little bit. So after that, with pressing it with firm pressure or even a little bit more, helps it out. How long do you usually like after using the heat pen and then flattening? How long do you leave it? Do you leave it just for 24 hours, or you leave it a little longer?
You mean to make sure it's dry or whatever?
Yeah, but also with the crease because of course you need to put pressure on that crease too, so it can flatten out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, usually you don't need to like worry too much about keeping it in there too long when
Mm,
it because the card's not humidified at that point, right? You just like are working on it dry. So usually throwing in there for like a half a day or something's probably good. But still focusing pressure on that spot's probably a good idea just to
yeah,
kind of try to train that. But still, when it comes down to it, it's plastic. So you're really going to have to make sure that you did a good job to begin with. Um,
mhm.
and also, so, someone said something interesting, which was they shipped a card, they got a crease out, they shipped the card, went to a different type of like climate, and the crease came back.
Yeah,
Now,
I know it's like when it hits with humidity, of course, anything could come back.
right. So something to consider, like maybe, what people don't realize is like they think one and done with card restoration. What I think is always a good idea is like always like maybe two passes. If something especially is stubborn, you may need to do three or four, right? But going really light on each step and just not pushing it too hard, and I think is the wisest thing to do. That way, you're not getting to the point to where you're
Yeah.
discoloring the card or creating indents or
And
whatever.
I think the reason why a lot of people are creating indents and discoloring because a lot of people are impatient. They want to fix it up fast. Things like these require a lot of time and patience. And, it can, like, stuff like that can take days, weeks. And
Yeah.
it just depends also on the era of the card, too. So if you're going to be working with, like, vintage stuff, that does take longer than expected. Mid era, not so much. But if it's modern, that's when it's like the quickest. But still, take your time, practice, and the results will come.
So rock, paper, scissors, who goes first? How's that sound?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
3, 2, 1, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah.
Ah, got you
Okay.
there.
Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh damn. Okay, you won. Go for it.
Oh, I thought it was the loser
You
goes
want?
first.
Who got you won. You paper beats
Yeah,
rock, right?
yeah,
You
but
get
I
to
thought.
choose. How's that?
Nah, I'll go first. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right.
It's so weird. Like we're one day we'll do an in-person podcast and it'll be.
Yeah, we have to. We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Oh no! No, my thing just fell. Jesus.
Uh oh. Technical malfunction.
Yeah, let me just do this real quick. I'm like literally holding the thing.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have
So
to move back to my stand.
for everybody, Sebastian just moved into a place, and I'm sure he's living in a world of boxes and chaos right now. So,
Oh yeah.
but at least you got like a nice place you can organize from scratch to how you want
Yeah.
it.
I
You
know.
know, I'm so filled with crap in here. It's like I gotta spend days to
Let's
just
see.
reorganize it.
I think that's perfect. That is perfect. There you go.
Focus it just a little bit so I can see that baby.
Let's do it.
There we go. Yep, looks great.
Let me just lower down the brightness.
Do you usually work on it? Because I usually use a hard surface, or do you use the mat? And the
I
mat
usually
might
do
be a good
this.
idea.
I usually do that,
Yeah.
but let me just get a hard surface real quick. There you go.
This is a good experiment right now. Whether maybe throw the mat on top, like do it like this first,
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah, I
we can
get you.
try the mat, or something
Very
like do
bad.
half only, and then we can do the other half without the mat and see what kind of worked better.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do this first, one half, and then one with that. Let's do that. Okay.
In the Patreon, we'll talk about like some other mediums you can use. For now, we'll just talk about the most popular one here. But there are some other
Let me
interesting
get
mediums.
some parchment paper real quick. Remember, always use parchment paper, guys. You don't want the cards to stick.
Bingo. Yeah, I made that mistake. Yeah, the back gets so hot that it'll actually stick. It'll melt and stick to whatever surface you're working on. I'm not sure about the mats. I probably would, I imagine.
Yeah,
Though.
it'll melt it, so I'm probably gonna have to use this. There you go. Oh, nope. There you go. Guys, I'm just testing you guys out. I'm showing you a lot of bad examples, so you guys won't do it. There you go. Okay. Let's do it with.
Hold on. Before you go, let's fix the lighting a little bit, because the ring light is like right over the crease. So maybe just turn the ring light off for now. Let me see how it looks like without it. Oh shit! It's pitch black.
Hold on.
Put it at an angle so that way we're just not staring at the ring light a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then let's shift it just a little towards the ring light so I can kind of see the crease. Like move the card towards the ring light. There we go. Okay, stop. Perfect. I can see it. Okay. All right. So test number 1, the plastic, and then you've got the parchment. And then mat underneath, and then the hard surface, or okay, so
hard
it's just
surface
that.
first,
Okay,
yeah.
let's try that. Okay, so
Blue.
yeah. So there's 2 settings. There's red when you turn it on. If you double tap, it turns blue. Basically, red is super hot, and blue is like the lower setting. And I'll get the exact temperatures here for you guys, but I haven't had much success with the super hot one, although I think it's still worth like experimenting and trying that out. There probably is a use case for a certain type of card where it may be better to use the super hot version. It's funny that this is usually used for label printers. So like if you want to like anonymize an address, you just swipe over it, or like transferring stuff onto clothes.
Yeah, let's see like this, guys. Let me see. Example right here.
I heard of people using this for foiling too. So like you can buy gold foil and you can melt it onto any surface. And I've always wondered if you could make like fake E3 or fake W stamp promos that are gold. Like you literally just need to cut out the thing and like melt it to it.
There
But
you go. There
that
you go,
would
guys. That's what it does.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's try it. Test one. Dry. And we're only gonna do half. Okay.
A little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, the bend is always gonna be there. You have to get rid of that bend. You have to, of course, humidify the card and flatten that out.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's looking a
Nice.
little bit better.
Yeah, and what I like to do is like try to target, the heat too. So I think I gotta transfer this to
Let's see. Do you just do it like up and down, or do you do it in circles? Because I do like a mixture of everything.
I think a mixture of everything's the way to go.
Yeah, I definitely minimized it.
Yeah, it's down a little bit for sure.
Yeah, look at those. Let's try to.
Didn't
Well, I
seem to
want-
discolor this one too bad, did it?
no discoloration, no nothing. But of course, you still gotta watch out about like burning the card.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you're not holding it too long, you're being patient with it, and that's probably the most important is just not holding that button so it gets so hot. There's some magic number out there, I'm sure, of like how long to hold it and then use it.
I usually hold it like for like 3 to 5 seconds, and then I just let it rest, and I repeat.
Yeah, so it says the blue mode is 230 degrees, and then the red mode is 266 degrees.
Oh, just by a little bit.
But to your point with the blue mode, if you're not holding it the whole time, it's probably not reaching 230.
But that's the max that I can reach.
Yeah, exactly. If you continually hold it, it'll only go up to 230. Heat for up to 30 seconds. So there's probably some sort of thing that kicks off after 30 seconds on this too. But it says it reaches the target temperature in 3 seconds.
Oh wow.
So if that's true, then maybe only hold it for 3, apply, then stop, go at
Look at
it.
that.
That looks really good on that side.
The bend is still gonna be there, but
Well, you just humidify it and flatten it, and that bend will go
yep.
out. Okay, so that's with the hard surface. Let's take the hard surface. You said so you like to use it without a hard surface or what?
I don't know. I always use a hard surface.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
just
I don't
I hit the
know.
mat by accident.
I don't know how that would. Do you want to give it a shot?
Let's try it.
Just
Yeah.
for the hell of it on the other side? Like,
Yeah,
let's.
let's do it for science.
Yeah, because I wonder if like the card bending into it while using if that would help or not.
Let's try it out. Okay. Now we're gonna do the middle.
That's another thing is when I'm using this, sometimes like when I'm done using it, it turns off and I go to click the button again and it's not
Yeah.
even on, and I'm like, oh crap.
Same thing, bro. I'm just like, oh, shit. I have to turn it on, and I have to go to the red mode and then blue mode. Just firm pressure. Never press too hard.
Yeah, and it's like trying to target the ridge, like the mountain peak of the crease as much as possible is what you're trying to go for here. I've told people to try to use the tip, like the edge, because I think that that's also a good idea. The problem is I think that works better for some of the other mediums we're going to talk about later. The
It actually caused an indent with the spongy surface, so don't use the spongy surface.
That's what I was worried about. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
you see
think
that? You see that?
yeah,
Yeah.
shit,
But it's okay. We'll be able to fix that. We are card restorationers.
yeah. All right, well, that's sweet. So, Top Sun seems to be a W. I'm sure if you kept working on this on the hard surface, you could probably
Flatten
really
that
get that
out.
out. Yeah. I want to give a couple of these cards a shot. I'm gonna save two of these for the Patreon, but I'm gonna do some here on the public. So the ones we're gonna do on the public app, we're gonna do this modern one. We'll
Mm-hmm.
do a texture one just to kind of show, but I'm gonna redo this one on the Patreon with the other tool I'm talking about. A little sneak peek over here. Whoop. Yeah, you didn't even see it though,
Oh,
so
yeah.
quick. Yeah. And then we'll do this modern one, which I don't know. I've never done this style of card before. These
Oh,
like
dude,
weird
Is that
glitter
the McDonald's?
ones.
Is that the McDonald's promos?
I hope not. I just bent the crap out of it on purpose for science, so I don't think so.
No, you're
No,
good.
this is me M23. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
it
is.
is. Yeah, it's McDonald's.
It is? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I just bent a McDonald's card. Okay, whatever. Well, this is not the Pikachu. I think the Pikachu's the only one worth anything,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll give this one a shot. We'll do the texture one a little bit, but we'll do the rest in Patreon with the other thing. And then what we're also I'll do part of this one here. So I picked
Oh,
this up
yeah,
from
I
a
love
local
that
card
card.
shop. Well, the reason I want to practice on this one first is just because I eventually, whatever I learn on this, I want to do on this,
Of
right?
course,
So
yeah.
again, practice, right? Because like, for example, this, techno card, which I'm not even prepared to work on this one yet. There's no crease on the front. This is going to be weird. It has this black gloss, but this is like paper right underneath this. So I think this is not Heat Pen, but I'm not sure. So what I did is I went on eBay, bought another Topps Chrome card that's worthless. Oh, not worthless. It was actually, these cards are wicked expensive. I think I paid $10 just for the damn Weedle, but
Oh,
um
damn.
uh, do the same thing, right? Bend it in the same way, get those creases on here and test it. So test, test, test. Try to use the same era. I'm even concerned a little bit about this. I think I'm okay, but this is 2005, this is 2006. But if you look at the card,
I think
it's
they'll be
probably the
okay.
same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Because they kind of have that same look and feel. And I think they were still using that same print process. So yeah, okay. Let's do this one first. I'm gonna flip it around. Let me see your beautiful mug, Sebastian.
My mug.
There it is.
Let me just focus.
Let me see. Yo grill. Yeah, yeah. Yo grill.
Damn, it's dark in here now. Let me see.
All right. So again, parchment, hard surface. I have these slightly larger
Yeah,
acrylic plates.
those are nice.
Yeah. Although the square or the rectangle ones I have are fine. And then yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. In the page, we'll try a couple of other things and kind of see how each one works. But let's give this a go. So I've been, by the way, charge your pens.
Yes.
People ask me like, oh, blue versus white, like, is there a difference? No, they're the same. You can still cut haters, you know. So, but again, click it's red, click it's blue. So let me get this positioned a little bit to where maybe you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. So here we got this crease going along right here. And you can see what's nice about this crease, actually. I think these are a little easier to work on than the like crazy deep creases. And I guess what I mean by that, by the way, I call these like dog ear creases because it's like a dog ear, right? Like dog.
I never heard of it, but that's brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, this didn't really do what I wanted to, but I guess what I'm saying is it happens a lot on vintage. But if I show
Yeah,
you
I've
real
noticed
quick,
that. Doesn't your
if
Groudon have that too?
see how it's like just a thick thick crease going across and it doesn't spider out like these other thinner cards. So these I can feel are easier to work on, it feels like, than these kind of uh bigger ones. These definitely don't always come out. So all right, let's give this a shot. So we've got that crease there, our little dog ear crease. I'm gonna go ahead and use the blue mode. I'm gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3, and let's give this a shot. Moving, I'd like to move like this across the crease, like back and forth like this.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, it's probably best to move all around. So we'll give it some circles. And then I'm gonna go actually like
Yeah,
right way up and down.
I go all around like that too. Like
Oh
I just
yeah,
always switch the card.
I just bought this. It jumped out at me just now. I can't tell what's wrong with this 6, by the way. Me and
The
Sebastian were looking it over
beautiful,
and we're like, what the
beautiful
hell?
card.
I think it's just bent in the middle, but yeah, later video coming up later. So let's see what it looks like now. We just worked on it for a little
Way
bit.
better.
Look at that. Fantastic, right? There's still a little tiny one there and some right there. So let's keep working on it. What I like to do though after that is kind of bring it back out. You know what I
Bend it the other
mean?
way.
Yeah, bring it back out because if those indents get too deep or those creases get too deep in there when you're applying this, it's like getting on here, the heat's getting over here, but not on this. I've even experimented, by the way, with trying to, I mean, this is not what I used, but like taking a surface and like trying to get that part up, if that makes sense.
I haven't tried
Um,
that. No.
yeah, I have not had much success with that. However, there might be something to that. In fact, on this other crease here, let's go ahead and just, for the sake of science, let's give this a shot. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that here. In fact, let me get the parchment over it so I don't ruin my bone tool. Giovanni's card tool, I should call it. And then let's do...
I mean, possibly this might work since you're lifting it up and all the creases.
It would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like it's poking out more. But it also, I think, just bends the crap out of the card too. So I don't know
So
how
we're testing it,
reliable
I think,
this
today.
is. Yeah. The edges, by the way, sometimes you got to work these edges a little more. Like we saw in the other crease, that one like disappeared, but the edges were still kind of there. So not so good. Actually, that made it worse. Not worse, but like they didn't really come out as good as the other side did. Like this other side is beautiful.
Oh yeah, that came out perfect.
So do not do that. Okay, so now let's do the modern card. So sorry, Cigaro, but you gotta go. You're going down. So I don't know. Let's bend him right across the middle a little bit, but I want to do just one side.
Right on his head.
On his head. All right. By the way, I've seen creases where it like goes in the middle of the card. I'm impressed. Some people get creases like that. It must happen like this. Yeah.
I had one card, the Clefairy, Lily's Clefairy that I worked on. So the story on that card, the guy pulled it, and I think as soon as one of his kids got either into his binder or if not, he left it on top to get a sleeve. It fell and they stepped on it.
Jeez.
So it was cooked, but we made it look good. Like we took off the crease in the middle.
Yeah, you know, what's interesting is like some people have said that cards are coming out of the PAX crease, which I find hard to believe, but
It's hard to believe
I've heard
that,
people
yeah.
say it. Yeah. You know what I'm getting sick and tired of is people sending me listings that they don't even own the card, and they're like, "Do you think this is fixable?" It's like, bro.
So they can buy the card, so you can, yeah. I get those
Send it to
most
you?
of the times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they send me
just
certs too. They send me the certs like, hey, can you check out the cert? Sometimes I don't even open them, dude, because they send me links and I'm like, oh no, I don't open links.
Yeah, so here we got these creases kind of going along the bottom of his nose and the ridge of his eye. And then we've got this one going across right here. So we're going to do this again with these textured ones. I think people think that the heat pen's no good for this stuff, but I've actually had really good success with this. Again, it's just trying to focus the heat as much as possible along the crease. And that's the tricky part of this is like, okay, how can you kind of target it? And sometimes what I'll tell people is like take the tip, like this edge tip right here, and try to run it along the card. That way you're kind of targeting it a little bit more, especially if you run it along like this. So
So you do it
So
like
which
this. So
track of the
basically, you go
crease
like
was it?
this or what?
Yeah, exactly.
I've always been scared to do that, man. I don't know why, because I usually use like when I flatten stuff, I only use this to flatten.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just depends. I mean, like, so we can see after
Oh,
just
it's
one
gone.
application here, it looks like it's gone. It did. I think I held it a little too long. There is like a slight discolor. Actually, it's more indented than anything. So I did like indent it a little bit. I pushed it a little too hard. And perhaps what you said is right. Maybe I shouldn't use it at an angle. So let's keep working on this one, and then we'll call it a wrap. And we'll jump over to the page and share some pretty juicy details about some new stuff here.
In some of the comments on the YouTube, I saw somebody comment. Um, was it like if you keep on hearing, I'll save that for the Patreon.
I know, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, we got to have some sort of motivation to be doing these. So
Hmm.
it is what it is. Sorry. You guys, everyone's more than welcome to start their own podcast and
Of
do what they
course,
want.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, hey, you want to start a movement? Every time we say save it for the Patreon, take a shot.
Yeah, I know, right? You could start a drinking game,
Yeah, we're gonna say that 55 times.
right? Hell yeah. Okay, so I can kind of see it disappearing here. So if I look now at this one, there's it's smaller, but there's a slight thing going on there. But
Hmm.
I have an idea of how we can still get that almost completely out. And we will talk about that in the Patreon. So, one thing I want to chat about before we hop off here is like, exactly, is eBay. So one thing that was interesting, just for people who haven't heard, I'm sure most people have heard, but eBay is implementing a test right now.
They shouldn't do it. I hate it already.
So it's basically ditching the whole sniping thing. So right at the last 2-3 seconds bidding and hoping you were the max bid, they're now doing what alt
Whatnot does.
auctions, all these platforms do, and pushing out 2 more minutes for the listing, which is good for the sellers but not the buyers, right?
Yeah. Don't you just
So
hate? Don't you just love it when you're able to snipe something at a good price or beat
yeah,
somebody to it?
at the same time I've gotten upset because there have has been moments I sniped, went too low, and like lost it probably by 10 or 20 bucks, and I'm like, ah,
Hmm.
man, I should have went a little higher, right? So I get it why they're implementing that, but it's kind of one of those things where now as a buyer, you just got to really know your cap of what you're willing to spend,
Yeah.
and that's that, right? And not get too desperate. But prices might start to go up
Rise.
a little bit. Like when I was bidding on this one, this ended on the weekend, and it was from PSA. Like they had like probably somebody vaulted it with PSA and sold it directly from PSA. And the problem with this card is, again, I was bidding on the weekend. A lot of people looking at it. It got bid up, especially big cards like this. They get bid up pretty quickly before the
Yeah.
auction even ends. So, like 3 or 4 days before the auction even ends, it's usually close to the price that it's going to sell for. And at the end, people are just fighting over the last 300-400 bucks or whatever on big cards or whatever, right? Like that last 10% they're eking out. But on weekends, this is going to be a disaster. Like you're going to be way overpaying on the weekend. So I think just weekdays, off times. Again, we talked about in the Patreon. We're going to release that episode soon about good eBay strategies, card show strategies, card shop strategies on how you can best pick up cards for good prices. So that episode's coming out a week after this one. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so in the Patreon, we're going to talk about some really cool strategies though for picking up stuff. A lot of the stuff that I pick up is I'm kind of giving away some of that stuff. So I hope it helps out some of you guys to find cards to work on and, make a little bit of scratch. But yeah, I can't believe like some of the cards have gone up so much. I mean, that
Yeah.
Gengar I bought for like 900 and it ended up selling for 3,400 with just a two grade bump,
The Masaki.
A Gengar, yeah.
Oh. Cut it out. We're gonna cut that off, but
Allegedly. Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah. But I mean, it's insane right now. But prices are starting to dip a little bit. You can see a lot of the big modern chase cards, but I think these
Yeah,
vintage ones seem to be holding a little bit. So I wouldn't.
dude, the Ente
Yeah.
Gold Star went up. Like right now, I think raw they sold at $880 when it was originally
Really.
at 500. No, trying to. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But all right, we're gonna hop over to the page. If you are not subscribed, go to cardboardalchemist.com. That'll put you into the page website. You can sign up for free. You can see the free episodes. You can chat with some of us. But if you want to see the juicy details, use the code Pokemaster to save 10% on your first month of the Patreon. And plus, you can ask Sebastian and I real fun questions. Let's say I've heard people, they just enjoy listening to the podcast and they don't
Yeah, I've
even
heard that a
clean
lot too.
cards. And if you want us to fix your card, we also have a higher tier where you can submit one card a month to us to work on and yeah, get it done by experts. So it really just depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to do here. But yeah, we've got a couple of people on that, and it's a lot of fun to
Yeah.
get to look at some really cool cards, and work on some of these. So love you all. We'll see you in the page.
Peace.